How did dynamic markings in music evolve over time? Imagine a world where music has no written instructions for how loud or soft it should be. It might sound chaotic, right? Well, that's how it was in the early days of music. Back then, during the medieval and early Renaissance periods, musicians didn't write down dynamic markings. They played based on tradition, style, and their own judgment. The music was more about the mood and character than specific volume instructions. Musicians relied on oral tradition and their experience to shape the sound. As music grew more complex during the Baroque era, composers started to include words like piano, meaning soft, and forte, meaning loud. These words gave performers some guidance, but they were still flexible. The rise of instrumental music made it more important to communicate dynamic ideas clearly. Composers wanted performers to know when to play softly or loudly, but still left room for personal expression. In the classical period, around the mid-1700s to early 1800s, dynamic markings became more uniform and easier to read. Composers like Haydn and Mozart used abbreviations such as P for piano and F for forte. This made it quicker for musicians to understand the intended volume. The invention of the fortepiano, a keyboard instrument capable of gradual volume changes, encouraged composers to write more detailed instructions for crescendos and decrescendos. These are the gradual getting louder or softer effects we still use today. The Romantic era, from about 1820 to 1910, pushed dynamic markings even further. Composers like Beethoven and Chopin used a wider range of symbols to express emotion. They introduced markings from very soft PPP to very loud FFF. They also used hairpin symbols, which look like and, to show gradual increases or decreases in volume. These markings helped performers shape the music's emotional flow more precisely. In the 20th century and beyond, composers experimented with new ways to show dynamics. They used graphic notation and extended symbols to capture subtle or unusual volume effects. Electronic instruments also changed the game, allowing for dynamic control that goes beyond traditional acoustic limits. Musicians today interpret dynamic markings with an understanding of their historical context. Early music often relies on personal judgment, while modern scores tend to be more specific. In arrangement and orchestration, dynamic markings help balance different instruments. They guide how loud or soft each part should be, shaping the overall sound and mood. Mastering dynamic control is a key part of making music expressive and compelling. Knowing how these markings evolved helps performers and arrangers bring out the true character of each piece.